Go ahead, let her take it over. Love.
The Shalom family, and peace to you all out there. I hope you all are edified by the video. Once again, we're going to bring out articles, some videos, and different charts. And I'm just going to jump straight into the article. And the title of it is Did He Say AHAYAH or YAHAWAH? Now, it starts off with one of many questions I get asked is what is the Most High's real name? I can understand the frustration when this subject comes up for brothers coming into the knowledge of who we really are. Now, before I undertake this request, the first thing I tell them is this. One, we are from a land where our way of thinking was different from the Western mindset. Two, the Torah was written in one language, Hebrew. So there are some words in Hebrew that can't really be translated correctly. After I give a short grammar lesson, I will tell the true and correct name of the Elohim of Yasharah. I know there are some who say Ahayah and some who say Yahweh, but I notice a really dangerous trend within Yasharah. None of my people really and fully understand our ancestral language. I will try to provide some knowledge on this subject. However, keep in mind this is not an attack on anyone or any specific camp of people. This is just accurate proof of what the name of the God of Yahshua really is. So let's take a look at the account of Moses in Exodus 3:14 in comparison to the next verse 3:15, because there are a lot more clues than what most people may notice. Exodus 3:13, and Moshe said unto the Elohim, look, I am going to the sons of Yahshua, and I will say to them, the Elohim of your fathers have sent me to you. And they will say to me, what is his name? What will I say? So moving forward, it says, so we clearly see that Moses is willing to do the task asked of him. Wait, am I correct? Am I correct space?
Yes.
Okay. Also, Salakia. Okay, so we can see clearly that Moses is willing to do the task asked of him. All he needs is a name from the Elohim speaking with him, so he can tell them who he is. Exodus 3:14 says, and Elohim said to Moshe, Ahayah Asher Ahayah. And he said, thus shall you say to the sons of Yasharal, Ahayah has sent me to you. Now, in verse 14, we see that the name given to Moses is Ahayah. I find it interesting that we always see and hear other names of God, but never really Ahayah. Yet here in verse 14, we see the name Ahayah. But let's take a look at the root name of Ahayah, which I feel like that statement is kind of untrue because we do see Ahayah, but moving on. The root is Ahayah. If we conjugate the verb in the first person, this is what we get. Haya, which is using the Strong's Hebrew coordinates, Haya, a primitive root, which means to exist, that is, be or become, come to pass. It's always emphatic and not a mere copula or auxiliary. All right, did you want to look up what copula means?
Um, yeah, sure.
Give us 1 second.
It says copula and equating verbs such as be or become that links. Okay. And equating verbs such as be or become that links the subject with the completement of a sentence, like a linking verb. Okay.
Okay, thank you for that. I just want him to look that up because it was a foreign word. So copula or auxiliary. Beacon, X altogether. B, come, accomplish, committed, like, break, cause, come to pass, continue, do, faint, fall, plus follow, happen, X have, last, pertain, quit, oneself, require X use. Okay, so moving forward, now it goes into the different persons, like, that we have in English. You have first, second, and third. Okay. So the first person is AHAYAH, which means I exist, I am, to be as seen in Exodus 3:14. The verb AHAYAH literally means to exist or something to come to pass, which is seen also in Genesis 1 and 3. In Genesis 1 and 3 says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. Okay. Now the second person is And the second person is the higher, which means you exist, you are, or thou shall be as seen in Exodus 3:16. Okay, so like family. Okay, so once again, because I think you all missed some of that on the screen, so I'll just start over just for the edification. So the first person once again is a higher. I exist, I am, to be as seen in Exodus 3:14. So the verb once again means to exist or something to come to pass as seen in Genesis 1 and 3. So moving on to the second person, which is the higher, which means you exist, you are, or thou shalt be as seen in Exodus 3:16. The third person, which is what we say, which is YAHAWAH, which means he exists, he is, or he shall be as seen in Exodus 3:16. But let's take a look at AHAYAH. So go on, babe. I'll let you take over from here.